Hi everyone, your Golf Pro here and welcome to day 2 of your fitness week. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's video, really important for that posture. And now we're going to move on to how our body rotates and moves and how our body sequences throughout our golf swing so that we can get the best stability but also the most power out of the body. Okay, so we got to understand what our body is doing throughout our swing and how we generate power. And this is known as a kinesmatic sequencing, but how we sequence our body parts throughout our swing helps us, if we do them correctly, transfers the energy that we're creating through our body into our hands and into the club. So on the backswing, what we want to start off with is our shoulders rotating. Now, I like to think of it more of the upper body, where our rib cage is. If you don't know where your rib cage is, it's this sort of area here, sort of our upper chest. And what we want to do, we're going to get into posture here, and we start the swing with a turn of our rib cage. Okay, then as we get to the top of the swing, we see our hips rotate as well. And what we want to see is a good separation between our top half, our ribs, and our shoulder line and our hip line. Okay, a good separation there. Okay, the more the separation, the more power we generate, and that's known as the X factor, or well, not the Simon Cowell X factor, but that was known as the X factor. Okay, when they did the studies. But on the downswing, what is really important as well, once we got into this really good position, is that we sequence correctly on the downswing. This is the most important part. Okay, so what we actually find is it's more in reverse. So our lead hip, the one which is closest to our target over there, is going to start moving out the way. And then you can see that my hips have opened up towards the target now, and my shoulders have sort of started to catch up, and it sort of creates a slingshot effect of boom, 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 into impact and then through. So that energy that we've stored up in our legs and in our lower half has come from, through the floor, all the way up through our torso, into our hands, into the club, bosh, we're hitting it far. And you may have found that on the golf course, that effortless feeling when we hit the ball really well, we can feel it, we know in our body that, oh, that was good. It didn't even feel like I tried to hit that far, and that's gone absolutely miles, and we've nailed the centre of the club head. That's basically what's happened. You sequence your body parts correctly. Okay. But doing that every single time, we do need areas to be strong or flexible. So there's a couple of characteristics in the golf swing that I've noticed that really come from not being able to do this sequencing correctly. Okay, and it's more down to a strengthening or certain muscles and a stretching of certain muscles. Okay, so characteristic number 1, okay, is bang. We use our hips to turn our upper body. So there's no separation between this top half and the bottom half. Okay, that seems pretty straightforward, right? And then we, on the way through. Okay, so there's the hips and the shoulders and the upper body can't move together or move separately of each other side. Okay, the other one that we see of is that as we turn, there's sliding of the hip. There's no rotation. These hips are moving laterally, moving sideways. And it's just we're in a really awkward spine position as well, really twisted, and then we're going through body parts of our body going backwards, part of the body going forwards. It's all fighting each other and all getting in the way, and we lose power that way. Okay, so if you're sliding your hips or you can't do that in your golf swing, then well, this video is really for you. Okay, but all golfers should be doing these exercises regardless. Okay, so here's a quick little skills sort of range of movement test that you can do right now with me to see if we need to help strengthen up some muscles or whether we need to stretch some muscles. Okay. So what we want to do is get into posture. So slight, move back, slight bend in the knees, nice straight back, bottom out, good posture like we did in yesterday's episode. And what we want to do is we're going to keep our upper body still, so our rib cage is going to stay still. We're going to try and rotate these hips, so we're going to have a little rotation and a rotation there, keeping those shoulders nice and still. Okay, what we don't want to see is, okay, it's not Friday night yet, all right, so keep those this. We want to see a rotation. Okay, or if we don't want to see this, where our upper body comes. So we got to work out if it's a mobility thing or a stability thing. Now 99.99999% of the time in you juniors, it will be a stability thing. Okay, oldies, it's probably going to be a mobility thing, but we'll find out. So what you need to do is get your adult or whoever's with you to really hold and stabilize that upper part. Okay, so keep that nice and solid there and see if you can do it. If you can do it perfectly there, fantastic. Stability issue. Okay, the other thing, other thing is that if we're still seeing a side-side movement, still a stability thing. It's just we need to strengthen up some muscles. If you still can't do it then, and this is more towards the adults, we need to stretch out some muscles. Okay, so now we understand what's actually happening. So we got a muscle in our butt. Okay, it's called the piriformis, and generally our glutes anyway just need a good strengthening up, and they do a lot, but we don't really use them much when we're sitting down and doing our day-to-day jobs or at school and things like that. They don't really get a workout, and other muscles overcompensate for you, and that's where we get problems. But there's this muscle called piriformis. It connects again in your sort of lower back, and it comes around here down into your pelvis, and it's sort of one of, I think it's 5 or 6 muscles that sort of work with this rotation of the hip joint. Okay, so when we're doing this, okay, and it's also a stabilizer, and what it does is when you're walking, it stops your hips popping. So if you want to say that, so it stops that action there where our hips are popping side to side. Okay, so you can have a walk, 10-meter walk out in the garden and get someone to look at your hips and see if they're popping side to side. Okay, just try and walk as straight as we can and as normal as we can. Okay, and then that's a definite sign. Okay, so that's generally what we're seeing a lot of golfers, and because it connects up in here, that's where we get as golfers this sort of really painful feeling along the top of our butt in our lower back here, around there. That's where we get it. So it's actually, it doesn't matter how much you stretch your lower back out or anything like that, you're not going to help it. It's actually the muscles in your butt which are the problem. It's just that they attach up here, and it's sort of, that's where we feel the pain is along here where they're really tight. Okay, so now to strengthen them out, but first things first, we're going to do a little exercise that everyone can do just to help us with that separation. So if we're finding that we are struggling with this, okay, so we can't separate out, this is the exercise for you. Okay, so we're going to start off by putting the side that we want to sort of exercise first, that front leg out. Okay, so I'm going to put my right leg out here, okay, and then my back leg behind, and this is really good for balance as well. We got a slight bend in this front leg, and we're just going to put the opposite arm to the leg that's out in front, out there, and we've got a nice straight back. We're going to make a fist with the other one. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to, because this is going to lock in this hip, we want to rotate here. Okay, so we're opening up those shoulders and really getting that thoracic spine twisting, while trying to stopping this pelvis here. So really try and keep that pelvis, our hips, as if we got a pole through them, really locked down. And we're going to be doing a lot of that today. So it's, and there. And realistically, we'd like a resistance band to hold on to. So you could do, I've got this sort of physiotherapy band. It's quite stretchy, okay, not much resistance in there, but if we're really struggling with it, it would be a good place to start. So if you do have those resistant bands at home, use them. But if you don't, it's all about quality. So doing it here, making sure you're balanced, on down, and there, and nice and slow, deliberate movements, okay? Then you can switch over. So it's now my right hand's out there. Keep my balance. Really open that up, twisting, and back down, okay? So that, with the exercise that we did yesterday, will also help with that opening up shoulders and getting that thoracic spine moving. So it's a really good exercise to do. So every golfer could do that as a little bit of a warm-up. But if you really struggle with separating your top half from the bottom half, that's the one for you. Right, I'm going to have to get on the floor now and do the other exercises to help strengthen up those piriformis muscles. So we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so we're going to start off on the floor. Our feet there, you can see, is in line with my back. And we're going to feel that there's a pole through our pelvis, anchoring it into the floor there. Okay, so what we're going to do with the first exercise, we're going to open up that knee, and this is known as the clamshell, and we're going to slowly bring it down. Remember, quality, not quantity, guys, and not the speed. We want to do 10 each of these exercises that we're going to do. So this is the first one, but we want to do it slow and deliberate. There's no races, there's no prizes for finishing first. So here's the second one. We're just going to reverse that now with the foot lifting up now. So the knee is staying still, pelvis shouldn't move at all, and we want to get that foot up and down. So up and down is 1 rep. There we go. Okay. So the third exercise that we got is that we're going to up the ante and we're going to raise that knee off the floor, and we're going to go up and then down all in one movement. And we're going to try and not make it as jerky. You can see I need a bit of work here. Okay, so we're going to keep that knee nice and solid as we go up. It shouldn't really go up or down, that knee. It stays in the same place, and it's all good. Okay, so now we're going to do more mobile exercise here. We're going to do our nice high kick, so we want to go up on an angle, getting nice and straight and as behind as possible. And again, it's all about that controlled movement. So don't do it quick. You can see I'm really over-exaggerating each of the movements that I'm doing there, keeping it nice and high and then back down again. Okay. So that's the piriformis. Now the other muscle that is really good for us is the glute minimus, and that takes a lot of strain off our quads and also our hip flexors and our IT band. So this is a really good one to add into this as well. So we want our foot behind us and the other foot in front, and we're going to lift it straight up and straight down. So it's just a nice and simple straight up and straight down, and we want to keep the foot behind, otherwise we start getting our quads involved, and we don't want to get the quads. We want to target our butt muscles, okay, or gluteus minimus. There we go. So nice and easy, 10 each of those and you're done. So if we need to stretch out this muscle, I recommend we do this every day, is you've got the foot over the other leg, just under the knee there, and we're sort of got our hands behind there for support. So as I switch over, you can see I put that there, and I'm just going to arch my back now. There we go. And that's a really good stretch for this one. Now, if we struggle to get into this position, we can start off just by lying down and then putting the foot over, and then we're going to pull it towards our chest, just straight back. Okay, we should really feel it in that area that we've just been working out with those exercises. Switch over there so you go from that angle, and you can see. And also we can add in our other hand just to push it away, just to give us that little bit of extra support there and really get that stretch nice and deep. Okay, so now we're going to go to the last development of this one. We put it over our body now and done. So we don't want to do too much of this. It does twist the lumbers a little bit, but it does get that just a little bit deeper stretch in there. Okay, those are the stretches. So there you have it. Those are the stretches and also some strengthening exercises for your glute minimus and also the piriformis, the stabilizer, which is really important. If you were unsure about anything you want me to go over again, just leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe as always. Tomorrow's video is going to be about maintaining posture. So if your characteristic in your golf swing is that you stand up on the back swing, or we sort of up and down in our swing in terms of losing height or gaining height, tomorrow video is for you. Anyway, stay safe, practice safe, stay fit and active. Charlie out.